Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first Sunday of our fall program. And welcome today. Let's everybody have a seat, and we'll wait for the people. We won't wait for the people outside. We will go ahead and start. We are all gathered together here in this place. Here in this place, we come together, feeling the presence of God. Here in this place, one with each other, knowing who we really are. And we are called to carry our light and shine it all over the world. Here in this place, we find acceptance. Here in this place, we find connection. Here in this place inside, we find the presence of God. We find the presence of God.
Good morning. And welcome to Unity, the first Sunday of our fall program. We're excited to share our wonderful USC community where we recognize the Christ uniquely expressing in each of us. My name is Jim Larson, and I'm honored to be here with you this morning. If you're joining us on the live stream, please know that you are an important part of this wonderful energy in our service this morning. Our guest speaker today is Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, the author of our fall program book, Point of Power. And now please stand and let us sing our opening song.
We all know this one. It's a good old Daniel Nahmod song. Okay, ready? God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Please remain standing and let us say our church affirmation together. I am a point of power, a unique, unrepeatable expression of an unlimited God. Please be seated. The daily word for today is healing, and the affirmation is, divine life lives as me. I am whole and well. When I'm experiencing a healing need, I focus my thoughts beyond illness and discomfort. Even as I seek treatment for the injury or illness, I see myself as whole. I remember that I'm created in the image, according to the likeness of God. I know my life is God's life, living as me. Divine life fills every cell, strengthens every muscle, bone, and organ, and quickens every nerve in my body. It restores perfect order to all my body's functions, releasing and replacing anything unlike itself. When someone asks me to pray with them, I do not ask about their symptoms or circumstances. I affirm the healing activity of divine life in each one with whom I pray. I see them as the spiritual beings they are, whole and well. The scripture for today is from John chapter 1, verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of all people. Let's repeat the affirmation together. Divine life lives as me. I am whole and well.
And now we take this time to prepare for our prayer and meditation. Just center in, take a breath. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
My name is James Van Halle, and I just ask you to join me in this time of meditation. And as we enter this time, let's just get comfortable. Put your feet flat on the floor, if you please. Close your eyes. And let's take a deep, cleansing breath. Let go of your entire past and come with wholly empty hands into this now moment. The master principle is that there is only one power and presence in my life, God the good. Know that you were created perfect, whole, loved, blessed beyond measure, and nothing can ever take that away. God's holy Son, holy daughter, was created holy, without guilt, without sin, wholly loved and innocent. Nothing can ever change this. In truth, each of us is a point of power of God expressing. Here, in this now moment, the Christ light shines on you exactly as God intended. Pure love surrounds you now. Embrace your true self, made in eternal innocence. Your innocence was created by God. It is returned to your mind the moment you would have it. In truth, you have remained totally innocent. Do not oppose what God has willed for you. You have suffered enough. The love of God tells you that this is the only truth you ever really need to know. Take another deep, cleansing breath and know that it is God that is breathing in you, through you, as you. God is the power and the presence that is my life. You are, I am, the place through which God is expressing and extending love to all creation. God is the principle of being everywhere present, all-knowing and all-power. When we remember we are expressions of God, then we have access to the unlimited power of God. All that is asked of us is to go prayerfully into the silence and ask, what is mine to do? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to say and to whom? This is salvation, knowing your true identity as ever one with God. Now affirm with me silently, I am whole, at one with God, at peace. I am a perfect expression of God. Your remembrance of this is what makes you whole and complete. Indeed, you were created in the image and likeness of God, forever connected in spirit. The truth of this remains as radiant as a star, as pure as light, as innocent as love itself. The Holy Spirit has but one answer to all your questions. You are a holy child of God, a priceless part of our Father, Mother, God's kingdom. Nothing else exists. Only this is real. You were created to extend love to all you look upon. Any act of love is an act of gratitude. Your gratitude, then, is the awareness within your own being that you already have everything. Nothing can be added. Nothing can be taken away. So join me now in silence in this place of infinite love and well-being as together we form a chalice of light and love from the infinite source of God's eternal love, and let us extend this love out to bless the whole world. I am blessed. We are blessed. And so it is. Amen. I just ask you to remain in this calm, meditative state as we enter our time of affirmative prayer.
And as we continue in this space of spiritual awareness, let us pray. We affirm that we are one with God, omnipresence, omnipotence, omniscience. We are willing to open our hearts and minds through our faith and conviction in the expectancy of good. We open to the possibility of new understandings, to increased love, wisdom, awareness of guidance. We know and affirm that we are immersed in a field of infinite wisdom and love. Each of our cells is alive with divine intelligence. We know that the I am in each of us transcends human limitations of time, beliefs, illusions, and challenges. And so we are freed from our human perceptions of fear and the appearance of negativity of all kinds. Thus, deep at the center of our being, we are healed from all ills. The September scripture is from Ephesians 1, verse 16. I do not cease to give thanks for you as I remember you in my prayers. Let us affirm our truths for our beloveds, for whom we would pray as we say their names aloud or silently. And now, please gently open your eyelids and join me in our community prayer. As I pray and move into the deep place within my soul, I am lifted and renewed. Prayer is the holy time when my heart becomes consciously aware of the presence of God. I open my heart to the love that is already there as I express the sacred presence in all I think, say, and do. Prayer strengthens and sustains me. I give thanks for life and its blessings. My name is Ellen Severson, and Joanne Gerhardt and I will be available in our prayer sanctuary following our service today. And you may also submit prayer requests in our prayer box at the back of the hall, as well as online. And we also offer our daily 8 a.m. prayer call. Know that you are loved. Blessings.
When you hear a voice no one else can hear, yet it's clear and loud, ringing in your ear, and you finally know what it's time to do, that's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you. When your heart's wide open 'cause your mind's been changed, and the dreams you dream are not the same, there's a gate that's open you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. Your true calling, calling you. You ask yourself, is this a voice I can trust? You think you can't, but you know that you must. You're afraid you'll fall if you let go, but there's only one way you'll ever know. Those wings you keep folded are meant to be used when your true calling is calling you. Your true calling is calling you. You ask yourself, am I asking too much? You think you can, but you know that you must. When your heart's wide open 'cause your mind's been changed, and the dreams you dream are not the same. There's a gate that's open, you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. Your true calling, calling you. You ask yourself, thank you though, am I asking too much? You think you can't, but you know that you must just trust. There's a gate that's open, you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you. That's your true calling, calling you.
Greetings, Unity of Westlake. Thank you for inviting me this morning. And so as we get started, I want you to get your cell phone out. You might want to lower the volume, but have it on picture, have it on camera. You might want to take some pictures of these slides and sit back and relax like this little minion friend of mine. And my email address is alberthasselbeck@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. And my website is paulhasselbeck.com, where you can find my weekly blog, The Absolute Word, as well as the things I'm doing around the country. And finally, my podcast is located at metaphysicalromtutor.com. I do that with the Reverend Doctors Bill and Cher Holton, and I'm delighted to announce that our podcast is number 16 out of the 30 best metaphysical podcasts in the world. Woohoo! Okay, point of power. Oh my goodness, this was the first book I wrote. It was a book I never intended to publish. But a friend of mine at a retreat asked me if I'd ever written a book. And I said, yeah. And she said, let me read it. And I said, no, I just read it and wrote it for myself. And she insisted and insisted. I gave her a copy printed out from my computer. She read it overnight. And when she came back to retreat, she said, Paul, this book must be published. And so here we are, and you have chosen it for your fall program. And so all of this begins with my story. So this is a beautiful picture of San Juan, Puerto Rico. That's where I was living in 1987. And that fort is called El Morro. And let me see, I got some notes here. It took 250 years for the Spanish to build this fort. Think about this. They started the fort and they built for 250 years. Now that's long-term planning, isn't it? And so that's the fort. Now this is a picture, that arrow is pointing to where my dental practice was in 1987. And that morning when I woke up, it was beautiful in January. The weather in Puerto Rico is ideal. In this case, it was probably in the mid-70s. And I came to work. It was a happy day. The weather was beautiful. My staff were there, and I started my practice that morning. Now, what happened that wasn't usual was a person showed up to my practice, and he was in last stage 4 AIDS. And according to him and his mother, he had been to 10 previous dentists who had declined them service. Well, my way of thinking was, my way of thinking still is, I signed an oath that I would treat patients, whoever came through my door. And so I treated this young man. And during the treatment, I slipped with an instrument right into the palm of this hand. And 6 months later, I tested positive for HIV/AIDS. The doctors at that time told me I had 2 years to live. Well, I had the thought, Jesus got a lot done in 3 years. I wonder what I can get done with 2. And so what happened is one night I woke up and I had this phrase repeating over and over in my brain or in my mind or in my consciousness. And so uncharacteristically, I got up and wrote it down. You will find that whole transcript in the beginning of the book. But the thing that came at the end was this: AIDS is not a call to death, but a call to life. AIDS isn't a call to take, but a call to give. AIDS is not a call to sleep, but a call to awaken. Awaken to your true potential and reality. Well, friends, it took me 5 years for me to be able to share this without breaking down crying. This was truly a mystical experience. Now, look, I would never call myself a mystic, but many of us have mystical experiences. And this was my rally. This was what I thought of. This is what I focused on as a way I showed up in life, as well as the rallying call to be the best I can be. And so whatever's present in your life right now, you see those X's? That's where you could put divorce is not a call to death, or cancer is not a call to death. Just name it, and you can replace those in there, and you can help convert something that's seemingly negative into your life into something positive. So we're going to start with chapter 1, God. Seems like a reasonable starting place. So in there, you will find this quote: I can use the bad stuff in my life to prove that God is love. And I can use the ugly stuff. I can use the good stuff. The point is, everything in our lives is raw material. And how we use it, in that use, we teach ourselves who we think we are, and we demonstrate to the world who we think we are. And so for me, God is the presence. That is the truth of what I am, the truth of what I am that makes every intersection of my life an intersection of love. Now, I might say it differently now. That would be like my 2004 Paul. Of course, you're listening to the 2023 Paul. But even so, the importance of that statement still holds. So God is the presence that is the truth. That is, when we say truth, we mean something that doesn't change, that is immutable, and is always present. And it's the truth of what I am and what you are. It's our innate divinity. And when I'm aligned with my innate divinity, I can make every intersection of my life, everything in my life, an intersection of love. Why? Because we are fully divine and fully human. You are fully divine and fully human. And so when we go prayerfully to the silence, we have the capacity to make choices from the point of all knowing, everywhere present, and all powerful qualities of God. We can go prayerfully to the silence. You see, when we go to the silence, when we sit down to pray or sit down to meditate or maybe to do both, when we do that, we are harmonizing, we are synchronizing our humanity with our divinity. And because of that, from this point of the all-knowingness of our divinity, that everywhere present of our divinity, as well as the all-powerful qualities of God, are available to us. Now notice, there I said powerful qualities of God. Today, I would say God does not have qualities. God is the qualities. So each of the 12 powers, for instance, are 12 qualities. Not that God has, but that God or our divinity is. And so from this quote from Prosperity, Charles Fillmore said, God is the principle of power. God does not exercise power. You see, God is the principle of power. We use it to be powerful. God is not powerful, as we've been actually taught from a very young age. God is the principle of power, but God does not exercise power. God has no agency. But man, humankind, men and women are powerful, or we could say have the capacity to be powerful. And then from Unity Magazine, from one of my most favorite authors, E.V. Ingraham, wrote, man already has all the power there is. You have the principle of power right there at the point of view. Eric Butterworth said, God is spirit, present in its entirety, at every point in space at the same time. So every quality, every power, every principle, every law that God is present within each of us. Not once, but a multitude of times. We already have all the power there is, all the principle of power there is. Every one of the 12 powers, and many more principles. But Ingraham went on to say, but man has either repressed his forces or directed them in wrong channels. You see, these powers, these principles, don't tell us how to use them. We use them any way we want. Anyway, Ingraham goes on to say, man has had the power to demonstrate disease in the face of omnipresent health. Think about that. You are so powerful that even though you know the very principle of health is at the point of view, you can misuse it to demonstrate disease. And likewise, we have the power, you have the power, I have the power to demonstrate poverty in the presence of inexhaustible substance. Well, what is this inexhaustible substance? Well, the use of this word substance here means every principle and every law. Or we could say every divine idea and every law. And don't we know that every idea can be used an unlimited number of times by an unlimited number of people to manifest an unlimited number of results? Now, isn't that a demonstration of prosperity? And yet, even though we may know that, we still can express, we can still demonstrate poverty. That's how powerful you are. See, God isn't powerful over you. You have power and control over your divinity as divine ideas or principles. And then from an unpublished source, Charles Fillmore says there is but one power. I've probably said this quote with you before. We use power as we will. If we send it out by our thought and word and hate, it destroys. But if we send it out in love, it builds. There are not two powers, but there are two ways of using power. And actually, folks, there's a whole range of ways we can use this principle of power. There's a whole range of ways you and I can be powerful. So that brings us to chapter 6. The title is Lessons and Misattributions. If there is one thing that I hear over and over again, it's this. And it's commonly heard. Life is teaching us lessons. God is teaching us lessons. The universe is teaching us lessons. Are you noticing that these are really victim statements? That all of life teaches me lessons. That God is doing something to me. That the universe is doing something to me. That is victim consciousness. And like I said earlier, God doesn't have agency. God doesn't have the ability to teach us lessons. And one more thing, and it's similar to those. That's why I share it. Everything happens for a reason. And most of us, at least I did up until a few years ago, I thought that meant that God had a reason for this thing happening. But then again, we are saying God has agency. God does something. And it's nullifying our free will and our power. Well, maybe you've heard of Maxine. She's a creation of Hallmark cards. If you haven't, Google her. She is brilliant. So here's one. She says, I believe everything happens for a reason. Usually the reason is that somebody screwed up. I hope you laughed at that like I did when I first read it, because that's really what's happening. So, you see, the events themselves were not teaching me anything. They were simply events. Events are not causative. The events do not cause you or me or anyone to think or feel anything. They don't cause you to act or react. They simply are. And when we learn that, we stand firmly in that point of power. I am the point of power. You are the point of power. Say these with me. I am the point of power. I am the one who chooses the lesson I learn. There is no person, no event, no God, or universe that's teaching us anything. You decide what you learn. I decide what I learn. So here's an example. Here's a corgi, a Pembroke Welsh corgi. Maybe you've seen some. The most famous person who had corgis, of course, is the recently passed Queen Elizabeth II. Well, if Queen Elizabeth saw a dog or a corgi, she would want to walk up and pet it. But if a person who was afraid of dogs saw this corgi, they would just remove themselves. They would be afraid. They would escape. They would run away. But yet, it's the same corgi. It wasn't the corgi causing Queen Elizabeth to get excited and pet the corgi. It was Queen Elizabeth doing that because of the belief she was holding. And the corgi did not cause the person to be afraid and shrink away and go away. It was the same corgi. It was the thoughts and beliefs that a person holds. That person was holding whenever she sees a dog because she probably had a bad experience with a dog when she was younger. So I had a house fire. And when I was standing on my front lawn, a neighbor came up to me and said, Paul, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to redecorate. Because I knew the house fire had no way of causing me to think or feel anything. The same was true with HIV and AIDS. For years, I did support groups. I did attitudinal healing groups in English and Spanish in Puerto Rico. And what I noticed is the people, the men and women who took it as a death sentence, they died quickly. But the ones who took this as an opportunity, that used it as an opportunity to wake up, to connect more with their inner divinity, to be more alive, to be more present, they lasted longer. And friends, I don't know what happened to me. I was supposed to be dead in 89, but I'm here now still enjoying life and enjoying being with friends like you. And you know what people used to say, and they still say it? They'll say, AIDS blessed me, or cancer blessed me, or the fire blessed me, or the divorce eventually blessed me. But what I'm here to tell you is none of those things blessed you. All of those things were merely events. You decided, I decided to use this event to join more, to love more, to be more alive. Because none of these things are causative. There might be correlations between those things and how you think and feel, but that's a correlation between the event and what's going on in here. They're not causative. Remember that. Whenever you're in the midst of an event or something negative, remember, you are a point of power. So ask yourself, what can I choose to learn? How can I use this? How can I use even this to love more, to join more? How can I use this to bless myself and others? Those are important questions. They help move us from a human victim level to a ontological level of our innate divinity. And isn't that all what we want to do? So friends, I know you're going to enjoy this journey reading A Point of Power and sharing together. I don't expect you to agree with it all. I don't now. But there are important things in there. And the more you invest yourself, the more you'll learn and hopefully apply in your daily life. Thank you for listening.
Oh, the power to be strong and the wisdom to be wise. All these things will come to you in time. On this journey that you're making, there'll be answers that you'll seek. And it's you who'll climb the mountain, it's you who'll reach the peak. Son of man, look to the sky, lift your spirit, set it free. Someday you'll walk tall with pride. Son of man, a man in time you'll be. Though there's no one here to guide you, no one to take your hand, but with faith and understanding, you will journey from boy to man. Son of man, look to the sky, lift your spirit, set it free. Someday you'll walk tall with pride. Son of man, a man in time you'll be. In learning you will teach, and in teaching you will learn. You'll find your place beside the ones you love. Oh, and all the things you dreamed of, the visions that you saw, well, the time is drawing near now. It's yours to claim it all. Son of man, look to the sky, lift your spirit, set it free. Someday you'll walk tall with pride. Son of man, a man in time you'll be. Son of man's a man for all to see.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Reverend Paul. Always good to have you here, Trey. Appreciate your skills and your talent and your energy. Thank you. So it is our first week of the fall program. Does everybody have an intention card? If you do not, please raise your hand and an usher will bring you one. Everybody? Okay, there's one over here that needs them. Okay, up here also. And over here, Deb Larson needs one. Oh, McFarland's, okay. Okay, so once we have our intention cards in our hand, let's now share the week one intention together. I remember always there is only one power and one presence in my life, God the good. So I invite you to come to the nets after service and tie your intention card, and we'll fill these up by the end of the fall program, and it will be a wonderful sight for everyone to see. So now I'd like to share our week one spiritual practice. We have it on the screen. Great. We experience the world through our five senses. Take a few moments each day to express gratitude for your sense of sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. Make it a mindfulness practice, to gaze at a beautiful flower, smell your morning coffee, savor the taste of a freshly baked cookie, which you can get in the service, in the community room after service. Feel the softness of your beloved pet, or listen to the sound of wind chimes blowing through the wind. Be fully present and aware. Let these simple experiences feel like a prayer of appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Reverend Paul and Trey. By the way, we saw his show last night. There's a group of us that went to see it down in Brecksville. I don't know if you're aware, but he had black fingernails. Did you see that today? I don't know if you would notice it, but he stars in Cabaret, and he is amazing. So one last show. It's this afternoon. Just telling you that. So great job, Trey. We have taken this time to pray, sing, and meditate together, deepening our spiritual understanding and raising our consciousness with a community of like-minded people. We gather and enjoy every week to participate in these services. We also get together for other classes, activities, and events, and here are some ways and opportunities to consider. Today at 12:30, Vivian Baith and her team of Reiki healers will be here in Unity Hall for our healing circle. Everyone is welcome to take part in this time of rejuvenation. Today is the last day to say yes to registering for a fall program book study group. Sign up or buy a book just outside the community room. Join Eileen Spada for her Metaphysical Musings discussion group this Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Our outreach team is collecting new items for the City Missions Crossroads program. They are in need of new men's toiletries and personal items. Please leave your donation on the rack outside of Unity Hall. Please take a look at our website, and you'll see there are ways throughout the week to expand your awareness and connect with others in our community and have fun. Collectively, we have been uplifted and inspired by our shared experience this morning. We know and trust that we are abundant expressions of an unlimited God. From that awareness, we now give with ease and generosity to this special place where we have received our spiritual inspiration. God is the source, but we are the channel that sustains Unity Spiritual Center. Please bless your offering and let us affirm together, I am rich in divine ideas, wealthy in divine abundance.
And now, of course, we have another Daniel Nahmod song that we will be singing together. Please feel free to stand after the offering goes by you. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I meant to be. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I meant to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. For all my life. For all my life.
Please be seated. We dedicate these gifts and prayers to living God's greater vision boldly with courage. We see this center and each giver phenomenally blessed as a channel through which God's good flows. Amen. And knowing that collectively we are a point of power, let us enthusiastically share our ministerial search team affirmation. Together with open minds and hearts, centered in God's love, empowered in the truth, we are one in spirit. I am gratefully aligned with our new minister in divine order, and all is well. As a spiritual practice of tithing, Unity Spiritual Center gives a portion of our offering to several organizations, including one we pick each month. This month, we will be giving 2% of our offering to the Cleveland Food Bank. And now, I believe Terry Brewer, yes, Terry Brewer has a special announcement.
I'm here to talk about the Bonnie and Jerry retirement party on October 14th at 7 p.m. And the theme is, drum roll please. Thank you. The theme is love. Love is the theme. This sprung out of my mind fully formed after meditation one morning. Because if you think about it, the combined 86 years of service to our community that those two gave was love in every meaning of the word. Love is service, service is love, and they gave it. So we will show up to celebrate them. The party is free, everybody's welcome, kids, everybody. Live streamers, you're welcome too, and if you've never been to our church, you might come to one of our parties. You'll be surprised at how much fun we have. There will be hors d'oeuvres, regular and adult beverages, a very short program, music and dancing. If I'm throwing the party, there will be dancing. So help is welcome if you want to help. Donations will be welcome at the party. This is totally privately funded. Just come, most of all, just come and be the love. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. And thank you all for joining us this morning. If you're here in person, please join us in the community room after the service for coffee and fellowship. If you're new and would like more information about us, please take a welcome bag from the foyer. By the way, if you're wearing your name tag, please drop it in the bucket by the hall door in the community room as you leave. If you're not wearing a name tag, we invite you to do so in future service. By the way, this one's for me because I never remember names, okay? So thank you for doing that. We hope you'll join us next week when Reverend Paul John Roach will be our speaker and Roberta McLaughlin will be singing. So now please stand and let us sing our closing songs, then go and be the light.
Different key. Get some air. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. I am the light of God, I am the love of God, I am the power of God, I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. You are the light of God, you are the love of God, you are the power of God, you are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. We are the light of God, we are the love of God, we are the power